Dan Bedandi for TruthRadioShow.com, and this is late-breaking news. This is very huge, folks, and you got TSA and Homeland Security now implementing the Real ID. If everybody remembers, the Real ID Act of 2005 occurred after 9/11. 4 years later, they pushed the Real ID Act to federalize every state, every identification to federalize it. And now the TSA and Homeland Security is saying that as of January 22nd, the people don't have the Real ID Act, or the states that don't have the Real ID Act, the compliance in the system there, will not be able to travel even domestically throughout the country. So if you want to jump on a plane to Florida or to another state, you will not be able to do that unless you have a Real ID or your state is in compliance with the Real ID Act system.
Excuse me, sir. Forgot your receipt.
Checkout lines. Who needs them?
Have a nice day.
The Real ID card is a full frontal assault on the freedoms of Americans when they must carry a national ID card to prove that they are Americans living freely in America. That is a direct violation of the Constitution.
We do know that the 9/11 hijackers had multiple driver's licenses from 5 states.
Fraudulent driver's licenses help the 9/11 hijackers board planes and carry out their deadly mission.
Well, more secure driver's licenses will help thwart terrorists, illegal immigrants, and identity thieves, but the program will put new burdens on states and on motorists.
Every state will have to adopt federal guidelines and start issuing driver's licenses under the national program called Real ID. In an effort to make the country more secure, drivers' personal information would be put into a national database.
Birth certificates, passports, social security cards, utility bills, the kinds of documents you will need to bring in person to your Department of Motor Vehicles to get or renew a license.
Why do you need a Real ID card? The federal government says you will have to have a Real ID card to get on a federally regulated aircraft, to enter a nuclear power plant, or to enter a federal building. Yes, any federal building, you will have to show your Real ID card. That means when you go to the post office to mail a letter with a 42-cent stamp on it, you will have to go through a checkpoint at the door. In the future, can you see the federal police checking you when you want to cross the borders to go from one state to the other? As you're traveling into the city, to go through a checkpoint to make sure that you are carrying your Real ID card?
Expect a fight between the states, the feds, and also privacy activists.
The Real ID Act, Lou, actually prevents a national ID card.
It is wrong. We do not want to participate in something that subjects our citizens to such a loss of privacy.
What's a typical day going to be when you have to have a national ID card? You get up in the morning to go to work. You get ready, you get in your car, you drop your kid off to school. They are going to capture his personal biometric fingerprint and put it in a data file so they can check in when he goes through the lunch line. As you drive to work, you're going to cross into the next state. You're going to have to show your ID card before you can go to work there. You get ready to go into your place of employment. You're either going to have to show your ID card or you're going to have to scan it to make sure that you are who you say you are. On the way to work, you have to stop at your bank. The bank's going to want to see your national ID card. They're going to scan it. to make sure you are who you say you are. They're going to be, of course, loading all your personal bank information on that card. You stop by the hospital or the medical office, they're going to want to see your card there. They're going to download all your medical information on it. You will not be able to go any place without having to show your national
Are you coming to the tree? They strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3. Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where dead man called out for his love to flee? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight in the hanging tree. Are you coming to the tree where I told you to run so we'd both be free? Strange things did happen here, no stranger would it be if we met at midnight.
Okay, here's a look at the Great Wall we're creating as our border between Mexico. This is at Santa Teresa. It's a common crossing spot, so they thought they would start working from some of those and from some California cities that seem to be other crossing spots down past San Diego. And I may make some videos on those also. Here we can see the crew working. You can see that water truck there. Hopefully you can see it spraying out. Well, they found that the ground table water here is only about 14 foot below. And if you take a left on that road right up there, you go down and they've created a well and they're sucking water up from it. Have no problem doing it. Concreting in. I'm thinking it needs to be a little bit taller than this. Just to ensure, I mean, I don't know how tall that is, what, 20 foot? And they can't jump 20 foot, they can't even run up a wall 20 foot, but man, a grappling hook, something like that. There's supposed to be towers put along this thing too every once in a while, and then there'll be sensors put out there just like they have at Area 51 where they can tell if anybody's showing up or anything, and then they'll go from those towers to that area and make sure that no one crosses.